In August 1908, the seaside town of Brighton was abuzz with the news that the acclaimed composer Samuel Coleridge-Taylor was coming to town. The son of a black father from Sierra Leone and a white mother from England, Coleridge-Taylor was at the height of his fame. His trilogy of cantatas, collectively known as the Song of Hiawatha, were wildly popular with audiences, and the composer was coming to Brighton to conduct at the Dome, a famous music venue connected to the Brighton Pavilion, for the first time. Coleridge-Taylor had performed in the town before, in 1901, when he conducted the London Symphony Orchestra on the New Palace Pier, which had opened 2 years previously. But this would be his first time at the Brighton Dome, potentially making him the first man of black heritage to step foot on the Dome stage. For many of the Dome's concertgoers, he may have also been the first man of black heritage they had ever seen. The interest surrounding Coleridge-Taylor's appearance at the Dome was immense, perhaps partly due to what the Brighton Gazette referred to as his Anglo-African background. Finally, on the 12th of August 1908, 3 days before his 33rd birthday, Coleridge-Taylor took to the stage of the Brighton Dome to play pieces from his own works, including the Hiawatha cantata. The Brighton Gazette reported excitedly on the crowd's anticipation. "Who is Coleridge-Taylor? What is he like?" And as if in reply, an almost boyish figure crowned with a typical African head is seen threading his way through the orchestra. The performance was a triumph. The press reported that Coleridge-Taylor received a tremendous ovation, having to return to the stage 3 times to acknowledge the plaudits of the delighted throng. The Gazette noted that the clamour was only stayed by the leading violinist calling up the band to close the concert with the national anthem. The Song of Hiawatha would go on to delight the crowds at the Brighton Dome for decades to come. By the 1930s, it had become a staple of London's musical calendar, with the Worthing Gazette declaring that the season would be unthinkable without the annual production at the Albert Hall. Several of these productions, with a huge cast of 500, were faithfully reproduced by the Brighton and Hove Harmonic Society and performed to audiences at the Dome to great acclaim. Samuel Coleridge-Taylor's daughter, Avril, herself a celebrated composer and musician, twice performed her father's work at the Dome, once as a singer in 1926 and again as a conductor in 1946. Sadly, though he appeared twice more at the Dome, conducting the Bon Bon Suite and Endymion's Dream, Coleridge-Taylor would never again conduct Hiawatha at the venue, nor would he see his daughter and other musicians perform his triumph to thrill Dome crowds year after year, well into the 1940s. At the end of August 1912, the coldest and wettest of that summer month then on record, an overworked and exhausted Coleridge-Taylor collapsed suddenly at West Croydon train station. 4 days later, he died at home of acute pneumonia. He was 37 years old. His music, which thrilled audiences around the world in the first half of the 20th century, slowly faded from the public consciousness. Now, decades later, the life and music of this trailblazing composer is being rediscovered by a new generation, and Samuel Coleridge-Taylor is reclaiming his rightful place on the world stage, just as he did at the Brighton Dome in 1908.